Alright, so it's Saturday morning, almost 10 o'clock. We're taking a ride up Church Street. I'm gonna head to Frida's, have a little breakfast with my dad. Passing by Evanston Township High School, home of the Wildcats, that's where I went to school. And they're gonna put in, there's plans right now to make a fully protected concrete curb, two-way cycle path down, I think, this side of the street, which just makes total sense. I'm really glad they're getting around to it finally. I mean, it's just the right spot for it. We're on a direct corridor right downtown. So I used to really hate that the bike path went onto the sidewalk here because I felt like I'm a vehicle, I should be on the street. But I've grown to really like that it's a separate elevated section. But the problem is you've got the street light with these big signs on it right in the front of the crosswalk, but right in the middle. And you'll see we're gonna get all congested here with pedestrians and look. And this is where the bus stops for the high school kids. And it's where we've got a divvy dock. And the sidewalk's kind of not really a bike lane style. Excuse me. Thank you. Pardon me. Hello. Did you get my emails? I believe I've been making videos and sending a few to you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm working with Bobby on it.
Yeah?
It sounds like some good projects are in the works, so
Yeah, good stuff.
I'm excited, but I'm going to keep complaining. in a good way. All right, have a good one. Well, that was a coincidence. I wonder if they're there for there's been a number of shootings in the past week there, all unrelated and all just kind of interpersonal problems. People are fighting. One guy shot himself in the hand. I don't know what that was about. But, you know, I'm sure they're talking about community activism for gun violence, which is also very important. Way more important than what I'm doing, but we should focus on all of our community aspects. Really glad they're coming out. So this is one issue that I have with this being a primary road for bikes, as opposed to, say, Emerson. Emerson's pretty flat, and I'm pushing up a hill right now. And as a cyclist, especially somebody who's maybe, you know, not somebody like me that rides all the time, but a casual person, they won't want to do that. And they wouldn't want to ride on Emerson because it's not protected like this with all of this paint. Are they waiting? Are they waiting? Thank you. I saw recently the city was out here with a crew putting fresh white paint down this strip of the bike lane here. And because this is a one-way street and there's no real good way to go west, this happens a lot. That's basically how most people who ride bikes interact with this infrastructure, is they'll use it just how they need to, going the wrong way, and then they'll take the sidewalk or something else. Here's a big pothole. This is all cracked up here. Because on a bike, you're kind of like a pedestrian. You just kind of go where you feel like you can go. And if the road's designed well for you, then you'll take the road. If it's not, you'll do whatever else is available, like the sidewalk or going the wrong way down the bike lane. And now we just watch out for doors and people in what the city calls a protected lane. I mean, pedestrians have the right of way here, but I just, again, like a pedestrian too, I'm just going to keep going. I don't have a car to worry about. It's just other people, and we can see each other and talk to each other, hear each other. People want to complain about bikes turning or going on red lights. I mean, that's a problem too. Cars do it and then they'll kill people. Okay. He's on the sidewalk. He doesn't want to be in the street. When you look at how wide open this street is, I don't blame him, to be honest. But the Evanston police are happy to tell cyclists, hey, get off the sidewalk, so there's pedestrians there, but they don't say anything about cars going super fast down all these, downtown streets that make it unsafe for people to be on the bike lanes in the first place, or the streets. But I'm almost always going around cars parked up here by the grocery store. So that's just how it goes. And we're here. These poles are not ideal. They're supposed to be nice and convenient to lock too, obviously. A little bit more artistic than convenient. Alright. So I just snagged a picture as I was unlocking my bike. There's a car that pulled up. Just, stand in the bike lane here. Took their picture and informed them that there's a great app called Bike Lane Uprising. And they're about to be featured on it. Let's go back up Davis, since we're in downtown. And this is really a situation where there's a lovely bike lane that's actually protected across the street, but because I'm taking a right and then another right, I prefer to just do one of those, vehicular cycling kind of routes where there's a couple of extra lights involved for me to just go down this block if I take the bike route. If I go this way and take a lane, I'm a vehicle, I have places to go. I'm going to do that, and now I'm here at the bike lane that I wanted to get to. Ooh, windy. We can get right on. This is a primary way to go. And it's not bad. I don't like that it's a car buffer or a door zone. Look for bikes. Now this is just my opinion that I've come to recently, but 3 lanes of one-way traffic through the middle of a commercial downtown doesn't make sense to me anymore. You want people walking to these businesses, not driving by them. I think a lot of these car lanes should be removed. A lot of this parking should be removed. We should have garages. We should have pedestrianized areas. We should have bikeable areas. But that is likely not going to happen anytime soon. Although with this Envision Evanston plan, we'll probably get some decent changes. It sounds like it's very in line with a more human scale approach to designing our commercial areas. Coming up on one of our bike shops. I do not like this one that much. Have not gotten good service there. It's just kind of your generic Trek dealership. Hey, how you doing? Do I have $1? I think I do, actually. Oh, you know what? I'm all out. I'm sorry. I tried to keep a couple, but I'm sorry. I do try to keep a couple dollar bills folded up in my wallet just to hand out. There's usually somebody outside Trader Joe's or something when I'm getting groceries. And I know that guy. He's usually on a tricycle bike with a bunch of, with everything, I'm sure, on it. All of his stuff. He's come by our building when we've been outside at work, and we've made some adjustments on his bike for him. Do what I can. All right, so there's now a project underway that we've been making public comments on. There've been a few open houses and meetings, and they're gonna make this route connect back up to Dodge through the park ahead. And I think it's gonna be a good project, because from here on out, I like going this way. It's a pretty, you're out of downtown now. Whatever, it's a painted bike lane. This kind of is stupid, but up ahead then you're into a residential area. The traffic is much less. Usually, I don't think I've ever seen 2 cars go straight through there before, ever. Most people turn here. And now we're just in a nice residential street. In theory, cars should be going much, much slower. I can move over and take more road. There's room for cars to get around. They've got to slow down. Speed bumps. I personally think, just like downtown, we could design this to slow cars even more and make it even more pleasant and comfortable. But this is Evanston. This is a residential street. This is nice. I think this is why Evanston is seen as such a good biking place, because this is the foundation, and those lanes that they've added, decades ago and whatnot, and are continuing now to update, kind of build on top of that and give the politics of bike infrastructure a big boost. But I think most people started riding because it's just easy to get around here like this. See, this is where they're going to change. In a year or so, I'll be able to go straight through there and ride along it was an old rail line. Sucks that we lost trains and that the exchange is either bikes or trains, and cars just keep doing their thing. But we'll get to ride along there, and that'll pop me out onto Church and Dodge area. It'll be better, because here I salmon, because I've only got 1 block of it. And then up ahead, I get a block of 2-way lane, and then that sidewalk that we came out on. But this is where I start to look, because until they put a 2-way lane up ahead, I basically lose a bike lane, and I'm on the wrong side of the street. And that's not good design. So here's my gap. I think I'm good behind. Yeah. So that's just one of those rough edge details where I, as a person trying to get where I'm going, I just want to merge over like this. Well, I'd rather be on this side of the road to begin with, but I don't want to get to that intersection, have to cross, wait, cross, and then go. I'd rather just keep going. And I know car drivers understand that phenomenon, because they'll just floor it and go wherever they want to go and try and get there as fast as they can and honk when they can't. So, kind of natural. People who are traveling somewhere want to get where they're going. They don't want to sit around and wait. And on a bike, you rarely have to sit around and wait, unless the infrastructure makes you. And stuff like this line, where I know they cut the roads, they put tar down, it's meant to preserve the asphalt so it doesn't crack. But it grabs your bike tire, and it's really unsettling. And they put it right kind of where I want to be, to stay away from the doors and to stay away from the traffic. Yeah, a bike path on this street would be great. There's so much room for it. And it's one of those situations where most of the time it's fine, but you get really aggressive drivers from time to time.